Hello, in this video we will show you how to monitor the water status of your block with ITK Irrig and therefore manage your irrigation scheduling. We remind you that this is a decision support tool to monitor the water status of your vine. This is a tool to help you make your decision and not make decisions for you. The tool will guide you in your choices on irrigation scheduling, vine trimming, etc. Remember, this tool does not obviate the need to visit your blocks, but it will help you to set priorities according to the water status level of the block as indicated by the tool. Once the weather station is created and the block is created and connected to a weather station, ITK Irrig is able to simulate the water status of your vine block for the dates where weather data is available. On the dashboard of ITK Irrig, you can see the list of your blocks and your weather stations on the left. In the middle, you can visualize the geolocation of your blocks that are indicated by colored pins. If the pins are green, it means that your block has an optimal water status compared to your production target. If it is orange, it means that it is an area of water stress which undermines its goal. And if it is red, this means that the production target for this block is seriously undermined. Now, to see the detailed water profile of a block, first select it in the list on the left. Let's choose here the block Premium 13, for example. Once selected, the general information on the current water status is displayed on the right of the screen. This information corresponds to the water status of the block, corresponding to the last date where weather data was provided. In order to see the detailed water status of the block, click on Block Details. You reach the block detail page where you can see on the left the block parameters that you can change at any time by clicking on the Edit icon. In the middle of the screen, you visualize a graph showing the variation of the water status of your block over time. The black curve corresponds to the simulating pre-dawn water potential, which is equivalent to measurement by the pressure bomb made before dawn. The colored background of the graph corresponds to the desired production objective that you set for your block. Note that the green area is the optimum water status itinerary that should be followed by your vine in order to achieve your production target. The graph corresponds to the current year, but we can see the graph for previous years by selecting the year in the drop-down menu that way. Now back to the current year. If you move your mouse inside the chart, you can see a horizontal axis that indicates the water status level and a vertical axis that indicates the date on which you are positioned. Here, you can see that today, on July the 14th, for example, you are in the orange zone, and if you want to get back to the middle of the green zone, you have to refill your soil with 1 inch of water, as indicated at the top right of the graph. We will add this irrigation by clicking on the button Add an Irrigation at the top of the graph. When you click on the button, it turns blue, indicating that you are in addition mode. Click on the graph on the desired date, here for example July the 13th. A pop-up will appear with the date already filled in and a choice between punctual or daily irrigation mode. Here, choose a punctual irrigation and add the amount recommended by the tool. Here, 1 inch equivalent to 40,000 gallons per acre. Then save. The irrigation is directly taken into account in the simulation and the black curve returns to the middle of the green zone as expected. Another way to irrigate is to provide a fixed amount of water every day. In this case, for example, let's start to irrigate on June the 14th, adding 3,000 gallons per acre per day to the block. We will try this together. First, remove the punctual irrigation that you've just added. Click on the button Add an Irrigation. Click on the graph on June the 14th and the pop-up appears. Choose the daily mode of irrigation and fill the last date of irrigation by August the 15th. You can adjust the irrigation scheduling based on rainfall events that can refill soil by that date. Add the amount of 3,000 gallons per acre and save. The irrigation is directly taken into account in the simulation and the black curve comes back entirely into the right path in the green zone. You can do the same for canopy toppings and trimmings if you want. The new dimensions of the rows are directly taken into account in the simulation as for irrigation. If you want more information, do not hesitate to check out the other videos on the creation of the weather station, the creation of the block, and the block section. You can also find our website, www.itkweb.com. Thank you for your attention.